I stared at the lump of coal in the elegant gift box, wrapped in designer paper that probably cost more than my first oil lease. Around the Christmas tree my family barely contained their laughter. "Get it?" my sister Victoria smirked, adjusting her investment banker blazer. "Since you're so interested in fossil fuels." She said it like it was a communicable disease. "Very creative," I replied, setting the box aside and checking my phone discreetly. The commodities alerts were coming right on schedule. "Honestly, Rachel," Mom sighed, "when are you going to do something respectable with your MBA? Victoria's firm has several openings." "In corporate compliance," Victoria interjected. "Though that might be a stretch for someone playing wildcatter in Texas." Dad muted the financial news playing in the background. "The energy sector is dead. Green tech is the future. If you just listen." "Speaking of listening," I said, watching the Bloomberg ticker closely, "how's your solar portfolio doing?" Victoria straightened. "Up 40% this quarter. Like your, what do you call it? Microcap energy venture. Something like that." My phone buzzed. Right on time. The muted TV suddenly switched to breaking news. Dad fumbled with the remote as the headline scrolled. "Breaking. Energy Empress corners market with $12 billion acquisition. Winter Energy Group acquires major stakes in global oil supply." The room went silent. Victoria's champagne glass froze halfway to her mouth. "What acquisition?" Mom whispered. I stood, smoothing my simple blazer. "Winter Energy now controls 30% of North American oil reserves, plus strategic holdings in the Middle East." "That's impossible," Dad protested. "The capital requirements alone would be about $12 billion, I finished. Give or take a few $100 million for the infrastructure improvements." Victoria's designer heel tapped nervously. But your little company was a cover for our strategic acquisitions. While everyone was distracted by green tech, we were quietly buying up undervalued energy assets." I picked up the coal from its box. "Funny how something so basic can be worth so much when you control the supply." The Bloomberg anchor was still talking. Victoria's hand shook as she reached for her phone to check her portfolio. The night was young and they hadn't even seen what I planned to do with natural gas prices. The next morning I stood in my new corner office at Winter Energy's headquarters, watching the sun rise over Houston's skyline. Victoria's former firm's building was visible from here, now dwarfed by our newly acquired tower. "Your family is in the lobby," my AI assistant announced. "They're having trouble with the biometric security clearance." I pulled up the security feed. Victoria was waving her Goldman Sachs ID at the scanner while Dad argued about his decades of energy sector experience. "Let them up," I said, "but flag them as restricted access." They burst into my office minutes later, Victoria still clutching the Wall Street Journal with our acquisitions splashed across the front page. "The market is in chaos," she sputtered. "Oil futures are through the roof." Fascinating, isn't it? I projected the morning's trading data onto my smart glass walls. Almost like someone knew exactly when to acquire controlling interests in key reserves. "You can't just corner the market," Dad protested. "Surely I can." And did. I switched the display to our global assets map. While everyone was distracted by solar panels and wind farms, we were quietly building the largest private energy network in the Western Hemisphere. "But the environmental regulations," Mom began, "are precisely why our position is so valuable," I finished. "Green tech needs decades to scale. Meanwhile, the world still runs on oil. And we control the supply." Victoria grabbed her phone, frantically checking her trading account. "Buy short positions. Would be underwater right now," I completed. "Along with every other hedge fund that bet against fossil fuels. Did you really think I didn't notice your firm's trading patterns?" "This is market manipulation," she hissed. "No, this is strategy. While you were mocking my little company, we were acquiring distressed assets at pennies on the dollar. Amazing how much wealth there is in things people take for granted." My phone buzzed. "Excuse me, OPEC is calling about our new production quotas." "Production quotas?" Dad's voice cracked. "You're negotiating with OPEC?" "Among others." I pulled up another screen. "By the way, Victoria, your firm's energy trading desk. I just acquired it, along with their client list." Victoria sank into a chair. "Pi clients. Now work with us. Turns out they prefer actual returns over ESG virtue signaling. I checked the latest market data. Speaking of returns, how's that solar portfolio looking now? Mom stepped forward. Rachel, please. We're your family. Funny, that didn't seem to matter when you were all laughing at my career choice. I picked up the lump of coal from yesterday, now sitting in a crystal display case on my desk. I kept your gift, by the way. It's worth about 30 million now, given current market prices. My phone buzzed again. If you'll excuse me, the Saudi oil minister is waiting. Victoria, HR will contact you about possible positions. We're always looking for experienced traders who understand the value of, what did you call it? Fossil fuels. As security arrived to escort them out, I called after them. Oh, and Victoria? That designer blazer you wore to mock my little company? Our dress code is business casual now. Power suits are so last century. The future of energy wasn't in silicon panels. It was in controlling what the world couldn't live without. From my window, I watched them exit the building, looking small against the massive Winter Energy logo now dominating the downtown skyline. My phone hadn't stopped buzzing since the announcement. Every energy minister and hedge fund manager suddenly wanted a meeting with the woman they'd dismissed as a small-time operator. Pull up the futures market, I instructed my AI. The smart glass filled with trading data showing the ripple effects of our move. Victoria's firm had lost billions betting against us. Their green energy portfolio was in freefall as investors realized how dependent those technologies were on traditional energy infrastructure. My assistant's voice interrupted. Ms. Winter, the European Union's Energy Commissioner, is holding on line 1. And the Chinese State Energy Corporation has made another offer. Tell them both I'll consider their proposals next quarter. I smiled, watching another alert flash across my screen. After prices adjust to the new reality. The lump of coal caught the morning light, its surface gleaming like the black gold it represented. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just succeeding. It's succeeding by mastering exactly what they mocked you for. Victoria would figure that out soon enough. Probably around the time she realized her entire client list now had to go through Winter Energy for any major trades. 2 weeks later, I sat in the Winter Energy war room, surrounded by real-time displays of global energy flows and market data. The old Houston Petroleum Club, once my family's power base, was now our auxiliary storage. Their prestigious membership list had become our client database. Your family is requesting a meeting, my AI assistant announced. Again. I pulled up the lobby feed. Victoria stood in business casual attire. No more power suits. While Mom clutched a stack of investment portfolios and Dad paced between the scale models of our newest refineries. Let them up, I authorized, and display their investment positions. When they entered, their financial data automatically projected onto the smart glass walls. Every trade, investment, and market position they'd ever taken. Fascinating reading, I commented, highlighting several entries. Victoria, did you really think I wouldn't notice your attempts to short our subsidiaries? And Dad's green tech investments, all down 60% since our announcement. That's private trading information. Victoria protested. Not anymore. Winter Energy's AI tracks every significant energy-related trade globally. Your positions were flagged immediately. I turned to Dad. Those solar startups, by the way, we just acquired their raw material supply chain. Turns out even green tech needs oil to manufacture panels. Dad slumped into a chair. Rachel, please. Your portfolio is underwater, I noted as the latest market data appeared. And Mom's precious tech stocks are tanking. Would you like to see what real market power looks like? I gestured and the room transformed into a global energy command center. Holographic pipelines and shipping routes crisscrossed the air, all controlled by Winter Energy. This is impossible, Victoria muttered, watching oil prices tick higher. Like my impossible strategy of buying unfashionable energy assets? I pulled up their Christmas photo, the one where they'd posed with the coal. Amazing how quickly attitudes change when markets shift. We were trying to help, Mom insisted. No, you were trying to humiliate me. How's that working out? I displayed our company's latest valuation. Winter Energy's market cap just exceeded the GDP of several countries. And those social connections you were so proud of? They're all calling me now. Victoria stepped forward. The trading position is non-negotiable, I cut her off. Though you might be interested to know your former clients are quite happy with our returns. Amazing what happens when you actually understand market fundamentals instead of following trends. But my analysis, she tried again, was wrong. Our AI predicted this market shift 5 years ago. That's why we started buying when everyone else was selling. I projected the historical data. Your firm's entire energy trading strategy? Our algorithms proved it was flawed in 3 minutes. The color drained from her face as years of market expertise crumbled before her eyes. However, I continued, we are expanding our trading desk. Entry-level positions are available. After proper retraining, of course. My phone buzzed. Another sovereign wealth fund requesting access to our supply. If you'll excuse me, Norway is calling. Mom, Dad, our wealth management team has prepared some options to salvage your portfolios. Victoria can handle the paperwork, just like she does for her old clients now. As they turned to leave, I added, oh, and Victoria? That coal you gave me as a joke? It's now in our corporate museum, marking the day winter energy began its global dominance. Feel free to visit it, during public hours of course.